All right. Do we all have recording on the top thing?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
Yes.
Great. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Oh my lord.
Yes.
Everyone,
Chris.
shut the fuck up. Oh, that's another thing. Swearing? Do we?
Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
swearing. No
Great.
swearing.
Got it.
I love
Leave me out for that
swearing.
one.
Did you say? Okay, never mind. I can't. Okay. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meeting Place podcast, where we talk everything movies, TV, entertainment, and anything we like. We have Chris Pereira, Emma Houghton, Emily Howard, Diego Stredel, and Griffin Cork. And hello, today I am the host, very lucky, Jordan Buhat, and we are the Meeting Place. We have a whole bunch of topics to talk about. We have so many things that dropped yesterday, but we're going to start off with the Meeting Place. We've, as a company, had a really big couple weeks, I would say, and we've been working on launching our YouTube channel and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to throw it up to my corner of the Zoom recording, and I'm going to start with Emma. Do you think the Meeting Place launch has gone so far?
I mean, I'm so proud of us. I'm just really proud of us. I sent Jordan a little DM on Discord. If anyone doesn't know, like we started using Discord to kind of organize our thoughts and yeah, I sent him a little message because I was just so proud of the last couple weeks and like how well the video debuts went and the kind of comments we're getting back about them and the viewership, like for like, you know, just a group of friends getting together to like have fun. I'm super pumped. I'm gonna throw it down to Took Boy down there, Griffin Cork.
Nice.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, make sure to call me Toot Boy whenever you have the chance or whenever you see me in public. I think it's all going pretty well. TikTok is still an app that baffles me, so it's insane to think that one clip of Emma talking about the Azkaban prison in Harry Potter got, I assume, close to 700 views now. What I mark success is what I mark as success is that I gave a challenge in the Christmas character video to draw a Santa that fights for justice in a trench coat, and my friend Franco Correa sent me an image that he drew as a GIF of Santa smoking, and then one of those elves from like the claymation reindeer holding like a bloody candy cane in a back alley. I sent him $15.
Oh my
That was
God.
the deal.
That's worth it.
Oh, Franco for the win.
Franco for the we have community contributions or fan art.
Yeah,
Fan
that's not of anybody.
Yeah,
Everyone's making fan art of Santa. I'm passing it to Chris Pereira.
Yeah, that's exactly how you pronounce my last name. I'm excited. I'm very proud of us because this was something that, you know, well, for me anyway, the YouTube channel, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and it's just always been talking about it. Yeah, one of these days I'll start a YouTube channel, and they never do it. But we did it, and so I'm proud of us for actually doing it. Yeah, everyone here rags on me because I have a bad attitude during all the videos, but I'm actually the sweetest person you'll meet. So
you'll get to see a bit of.
I'm nicer than any of these people.
Sweeter than your mom.
Okay, who am I throwing it to? Emily.
Wow, I love that we're all just like, yeah, like I'm really nice. And, so I mean, I can't attest to that. Chris is he's a nice guy, so I'll say that much. Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I was really nervous for this because I haven't sort of put a lot of stuff out there in terms of just like us making our own stuff, and we kind of didn't know what it was at the beginning. And I think people have just been really nice about it, and they said that they're having fun watching it. And yeah, so I'm also proud of us that it was an idea floating around for a long time that we finally got everything together and did it, even if we all are in different places. So yeah. Mr. Diego.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, I echo what everyone said. It's like super fun to like sit down and watch us do fun stuff on YouTube, and I feel like, yeah, I'm really proud. It's been doing really, really great. I'm happy. Like every time we get like another mark of our subscribers or views or something, I get really excited. So yeah, I'm like super stoked on it.
Yeah, it's really cool to like build something from the ground up, and us being our roots for the majority kind of thing is in theater, because we're from Edmonton, big theater town, city. And to think of
Hamlet.
putting Hamlet to think of putting something together, right, for free, and being to create something basically for free. All that it costs is time, and being able to put it out there and share it with hundreds of people, literally hundreds of people see our stuff. And you'd be lucky sometimes to be able to have hundreds of people come to a show. Right. So this is something that, I really, really wanted to do, to just create on the side, and also show people, like, look, you can make stuff for free. You don't need to do you don't need to wait for your opportunity to come up. You can start making things happen for yourself. So I'm glad.
I never thought about it in terms of comparing it to theater houses. That's really interesting, Jordan.
Right? Interesting. Yeah. I have interesting hot takes sometimes.
Some cool
yes, you do.
Buhat Studios.
And the interesting thing about also comparing it to theater is that we finally get the chance to like show who we are. Mm-hmm. Because you do shows and it's like you're playing this character, and even if hundreds of people come to see you every night, like if you're in a big house or whatever, people, if they see you on the street afterward, they might be like, oh, you're that thing, you were that guy in that theater show, but like they don't you're that thing, right? But they have no idea what you're actually like. And I really find that like you make families in theater, but then the larger community doesn't know who you are and what you have to offer. That's not just that specifically. And so I love this because I just get to talk about other things I'm interested in and not someone else's words in my mouth.
Exactly. And well, with that, I wanted to jump into our topics that we have prepared today on movies, TV, entertainment, and anything we were interested in. And we're going to start off. I know.
It's like a little soundtrack.
That's the sting.
We all sing our theme song.
Yeah. We all need separate theme song. Big thing of this year has been the transition of entertainment from the movie theaters or theaters in general into our homes to mainly streaming. Now, there was a big move that happened over the last couple of weeks. I'll start off with HBO Max. They moved all of their major movies to not only be in theaters, but they're going to release them also on HBO Max, a streaming service. Now, it's, sometimes they would do a theater release and then release it later on the streaming services. This is debuting on the exact same day as it is in theaters. So people have the choice to go to a theater versus staying at home and watching it on the streaming service. Now, this is not like, sometimes people think these are little movies, respectively. YouTube originals, lower budget, all that kind of stuff. No, this is The Matrix 4 is going to be debuting in theaters and at home at the exact same time. This is
The Matrix 4?
The Matrix 4, Godzilla versus Kong, Mortal Kombat, Space Jam, Conjuring, all of these major movies.
This is all one movie.
It's all one movie. They're all going to be debuting at home. So as well as in theaters. So I kind of wanted to, the question is, would you rather go see it in theaters the question is, are you going to see these in theaters or at home? And what do you think of the moving to streaming services? And we're going to start with Emily.
That is so hard because I love going to the movie theater. Like, give me some of that popcorn, butter me up, whatever it is. I'm going to eat that popcorn. There we go. But I hate people making noise in movie theaters. So I do struggle sometimes with like distractions, or anybody whispers something and I'm I'm on them, like I'm watching you. And which is stupid because, you go to a theater and people are there. But watching it at home, you can get distracted as well. Like, it's just not the same as, the big sound and all the things, and the screen is smaller. So I don't, but during COVID, I do see, being home is kind of nice. You can make your own popcorn, maybe dill. I don't know.
Dill.
I don't know what I'd
Hot
prefer.
seasoning.
Grow your own dill.
Grow
Maybe.
my own dill, maybe. I'll
During
think
the
about that.
movies.
Thanks, Chris. I don't know. I think going to a movie theater feels like more of an event for a new big movie that is like part of that experience. I think I prefer that, honestly.
Yeah, nice. Diego?
Well, like recently Jade and I took to the theaters because obviously we hadn't been to the movie theater in a long time. Just took to the theaters. But I find that like movie theaters right now are taking like they're being diligent. Oh my gosh, they're being diligent about
The being dill popcorn.
they're putting a lot of dill on everything, the seats, the sound. No, they're being diligent about like keeping people safe, and like they don't allow that many people, and so you're pretty spread out. And we actually really enjoyed our experience. Like the kind of quieter side of the movie theater was like something really interesting to experience. And like I don't know, I think depending on the movie, but like for something like I think it hasn't come out yet, but Dune is like one of those like big movies that you want to have that entire experience of like
you
Matrix
have to see
4.
that in the theater.
I would definitely go to the movies for something like that, but for something else, if it's like not as exciting to me as that would be, I would totally watch it at home where I can like pause and go to the bathroom if I need to,
Right. And on the mention of Dune, there's a couple other big ones that I missed. Yeah, so Dune is coming out. It's a big now this is controversial, science fiction or fantasy. I think it's fantasy movie, not science fiction.
I think it's science fiction.
I think
the book is science fiction.
I
thought Dune was coming out as a TV series.
Oh my god! Okay,
Oh,
and then as well as the Suicide Squad, and for theater people, In the Heights also being released.
Yes,
In the Heights. Oh my god!
Another one you could arguably say, "Hey, I'd love to watch that in theaters, but if I can't get to the theater, I'd love to watch it at home." Griffin, what do you think?
I think it's an interesting move. I think I'm for upping the viewership and I guess therefore the money intake of streaming services, because as we start to see in the local or in the kind of streaming service hub and economy like Hulu, Netflix, Crave, they're all something they're starting to do, especially Hulu and Netflix is starting to fund independent films and like giving money to independent film creators. Obviously Netflix more so. And in doing that, I mean, there's obviously a lot of HBO original TV series, but there was the whole first thing when Netflix was trying to be considered a real studio which is when they made House of Cards, and then House of Cards got all those Emmy nominations, and now they were like a big deal.
Right.
So it is hard for me to not get distracted watching stuff at home, like to not go on my phone or my computer while stuff is going on, where Emily's right. I think going to the theater kind of demands you watch the movie. And also it's so much harder for me to watch something like Jurassic Park on my TV here, which I don't have any like extra speakers. Like I'm just using the bar TV speaker. Right. So when the T-Rex is coming from behind you, I can't tell. I don't know. And you won't get that kind of work that the producers have put in when you're not in the theater. Like that side I understand. But I think for the industry itself, I think the streaming service is a lot more beneficial.
Nice. Yeah. Chris?
The thing that I worry about, because I'm like what you've all said before, like I love going to the movies, and so splitting it up, I mean, now totally fine, like depending on when these movies come out and stuff like that, but I'm scared. I don't want this to be a consistent thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if it's happening during COVID, sure, absolutely, I completely agree. But I don't want the movie theaters to die out, and then because if people are gonna have, like, if they have the choice to do things at home, then they might just do things at home. Because I know it's becoming it's
a lot easier.
It's more convenient.
It's way more convenient, exactly.
also required by law now here in Alberta.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
exactly. So we yeah, in Alberta, we don't have a choice. We have to watch Matrix 4 on HBO Max, depending on when it's coming out. So, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a cool idea for COVID times.
Mhm.
But other than because yeah, it's a safe way people can watch these movies, and for these companies to still get their viewers and still get an income. Absolutely, I think that's great. But I hope it doesn't stick. I hope it's like a right now thing, and then later it.
I wonder what it's going to be like in a couple years after COVID. Like if movie theaters are going to shut down, you know what I mean? Like if this does become the new way of watching entertainment, are movie theaters going to be something of the past that you're like, yeah, we would get in this room and like watch it on this screen? Is that going to be something that, you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't think so, because movies are kind of always so important to so many people, but maybe the format in which you watch it is going to change. I don't know.
Emma?
Go.
I have a number of thoughts. Just going off what Emily just said, I think there's an interesting thing to think about in terms of like people's like financial abilities to watch movies to the degree that they really enjoy them at home. So like if movie theaters completely went away, like there's going to be people around the world who don't have access to a TV, or they don't, you know, they like at my mom's house, for example, like we just got a flat screen TV for the basement. Like we had a huge one of those old ones with the huge backs, like no extra speakers, and like I would not want to watch the new Dune on that. Or even on like now we have not even a smart TV, but one that I can hook my computer up to. Like I still would not even want to watch it on that. And so for people that, and like we're a pretty well off family, we just don't put a lot of emphasis on like electronics. So there's like that for me. But I also miss going to the movie theater. I think the last thing I saw was Parasite in Calgary. And it was incredible. And I was like 2 feet from the front in one of those chairs that lays back. So it was just like the scariest thing, but I was like laying down the entire time. Yeah, I was like, ooh. And but I think, and I'll say this really quickly, I think there's a cool accessibility thing to having all this content at home as soon as it comes out. So for people that have issues with like flashing lights, or issues with lots of sound, or being around lots of other people, they don't have to, like, basically if people who don't enjoy going to movie theaters, they don't have to wait a year to see a new movie at home. They're getting an option now to be part of that hype right when it comes out. So I think that's kind of a really cool thing that's happening that I'm glad about. So yeah, I don't know, I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, I think most people are like mixed, because I speaking for myself, it's hard to deny the feel of going to the movie theater and sitting in the seat and having the giant screen and just experiencing the speakers that obviously you just don't have at home, majority of people, right? So it's hard to deny the experience and the feeling of, like Emily was saying, the event of it, right? And on that note, I think I think that the streaming movies together with the theaters is here to stay. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think, and whether they delay it a little bit and put it in theaters first and then put it on streaming services, kind of like what they were doing, that could happen. But I think that it's here to stay, because bouncing on there's sometimes large families with children and stuff like that, and it's hard to get to the theater sometimes, and B, if you can pay $30 for your entire family to watch Frozen, right? And you can have whatever snacks you have during dinner and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't that sound better than paying for, let's say it's a 5-person family, that's $100 bill,
Yeah, it's expensive.
without
Food.
snacks and stuff like that, right? So there's a big
And
side
those
for
kids
big
gonna
family.
want snacks.
Those kids
Oh,
want
yes.
snacks. You can
Oh.
go to your grocery store and grab 6 bags of popcorn for less than the big thing, right? So
Mhm.
it
Less
has
than the add-on layered butter. Yeah.
you know
it's
that
expensive.
yeah.
Put slushies
Someone
in your
says butter
bag,
me
yeah.
up, and it's easy to do, right?
Oh, we have to stop.
We keep coming.
So there's that side. I really think that now that it's introduced, it's here to stay, and that the going to the movie theater is just going to become more of an event. That's more of a special occasion, and I think there's going to be the regular theater goers. Those people aren't going to go. I don't think that's going to go away, but I think that people are going to now that they have it accessible at home, that they're going to stay at home. They're going to enjoy it. They don't care that they have a big movie. They just want to see the movie. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
right?
Someone
Something-
explained it to me once really simplistically as like HBO, which is its own TV channel, having a streaming service is basically like a big grown-up Patreon for HBO. Like
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
right.
have to do anything else like other than maintain the service.
Mhm.
They can populate it with all the stuff they've been making for years and years and years, and it's an entirely new large stream of income. So I agree. I don't think the streaming service is going anywhere.
Yeah.
God no, I feel like streaming services are like the new cable. Most people don't have cable anymore. They just get a bunch of subscriptions from different places, and you just get all the shows you're watching.
And it's cheaper than cable.
Yeah,
still,
it depends
mostly.
on it depends on how many subscriptions you
Depending
have,
on
for
how many
sure.
subscriptions you have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And but then you
Um,
can also watch things when you want and not wait like, oh, this show's on tonight at 8:00.
Right.
I have to wait for next week. It's like it's
Totally.
all on there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wanted to move on into a couple things. This is a little. We won't sit on this for too long, but little. We're all from the University of Alberta. At least we all attended the University of Alberta. And in the movie coming out on HBO Max, The Suicide Squad, Mr. Nathan Fillion is going to be in
Whoa.
that
Oh,
film.
is it? Amazing.
Yeah. So that's going to be really fun. I can't remember, and if anyone can clarify, what did he do at the U of A? What program was he a part of? I don't really know. I just know that he was walking the halls at some point, wasn't he?
All I know for sure is that he did Dynasty. He did the improv show Dynasty at Edmonton. And I only know that because my mom did improv with Nathan Fillion, and I think they kissed
Aw.
once.
Oh,
That's
no.
not something. I hope she doesn't watch this.
I
don't
wish.
know why she say that.
It's so funny.
One time Nathan Fillion also came back to do a rapid fire anniversary show, and I was watching that show, and I got the guy who was hosting it had a pen, and this was in the old Varscona, and he was doing funny stuff with the pen, and he flicked it and it hit me in the forehead. So everyone on stage got to see Corey Mathewson be like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So
Hi,
like,
Nathan
if I
Fillion.
yeah. So if I ever meet him, I'm gonna be like, "I'm that girl that got the pen," and I had a mark, like it hit me. I had like a
Whoa.
little pen wound. Yeah.
Did he go to U of A?
I don't think he went. I think what we're confirming here is that he walked the halls and he did some projects, but maybe he
Right.
actually didn't go. But I've always wanted to confirm that. And
But
for
he
Looking it up
is
right now.
he is from Edmonton.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, I just
Perfect.
found some. Fillion grew up in Mill Woods and attended primary school in Edmonton. He went to the Holy Trinity High School, Reunion, where he wore a sticker name tag that read Nathan.
Of course.
I don't know why that information is. That's just his name.
He didn't put his last name because he's super
Obviously Nathan Fillion.
For
yeah.
anyone listening who doesn't know who Nathan Fillion is, he's the star of Castle. He was also in Serenity and Firefly, and upcoming The Suicide Squad. But
If
yeah.
you watch Big Mouth, he's in Missy's like calm place. He's like the hot guy with the
Oh, nice.
They
Space.
reference the package.
Emily?
For any video games out there, he also voices Buck in Halo 3 ODST and Halo 5.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
John,
Emily.
I found the info we're looking for.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
did go to the U of A, but he dropped out because he was scouted and offered a role on a soap opera, One Life
Yeah.
to Live. So he left early. He didn't finish
Maybe.
Oh, nice.
But
That
was
was
he
his
in the
first big
BFA
thing.
or the BA?
Doesn't say.
Doesn't
Damn
say.
it.
Still a
Wow.
mystery.
Darn
Still a
it.
mystery.
I wonder if he was even in the acting program because I
don't think he
feel like that
was.
would
He
be
could have
talked
just-
I think
about.
so.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think he was. I feel like we would have known that one.
We
Quick
definitely
question:
would've
who's he
heard about
playing in Suicide Squad?
I can't remember the name here. I'm gonna look at
that. Mark Phillips, the shopkeeper.
No. I think his name is Peacemaker.
Nice.
Yeah, he's playing a peacemaker. You know, Suicide Squad is a superhero movie, DC world. It's a mash pash of different villains, technically.
Villains, yeah.
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 Right.
Peacemaker
Okay.
kind of sounds like his character in oh man, Dr. Horrible
Sing-Along
Sing-Along. Isn't that
Bob.
what it's called?
Oh my
Captain
gosh.
Hammer.
He's
What
Captain
a-
Hammer.
What a
Yeah.
great audition reel for that. I wanted to move on to something that was shaking. It's a little bit off. It's not on entertainment, but it is in tech. But you probably will have something to say about this. Apple. We're moving to Apple, and
Mhm.
Apple. Everyone here knows what AirPods are. Like a lot of people have the. Oh, okay, sorry. AirPods
Diego
are
doesn't.
Apple's- right. A lot of people have AirPods. You see everyone with those white little nibs in their ears, and you're like, they have
I'm sorry, white
AirPods.
nibs.
white little
White
nibs.
Nibs.
And so, everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're over $100. Then they release the Pros. They're like $250. They now finally, just like the Beats, right, which Apple acquired, funny enough, they released their
Oh.
own over-the-ear headphones, and they cost $550. Now,
Ooh.
these headphones
lot.
look amazing.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
is
Yes.
anyone here ready to go and like pay $550 for a pair of over-the-ear headphones?
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah, Emma.
Who of us has ever had or owns AirPods?
I have AirPods.
I've had it.
I-
So like
I have
50%.
Half of us, yeah.
So half of us, yeah.
Right. So whether that's you borrowed them or your friend has them, like we all know someone who has AirPods. Now, of course, this is a very specific, right? Yes, Griffin.
I have two questions.
Yes.
How much were the Beats over the head wireless headphones?
The Beats
It
headphones were
would
going for
vary.
about $200. It depends on what level you were
man.
going. So the smaller
Right.
ones, right? They were under $200, and the Beats Studios, right? Those were over $200. These are called the AirPods Max, and they are $550. So it's hard to even compare them to, like, you can't compare them to the Beats because
feel-
that's out of the price range. It's now you're comparing them to something like a Sennheiser, like really expensive,
High
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
studio
quality.
grade.
Does it
Yeah.
reach that? I don't know. Emily, what were you saying?
I feel like they shouldn't even be called AirPods because AirPods are clearly the little chiclets in your ear, and to have like a completely different design that's sure they're Bluetooth, but they're just like big headphones, right?
Air cups.
Yeah, they're like air suction cups, air muffs.
Air
You
muffs.
know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Apple, that'll be
Oh.
$10,000.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll be
trademark
accepting
that.
my
You can't
check.
have it.
Trademark it.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the fact that they're called AirPods because AirPods are so specifically these, but cut the string.
gonna
and
have-
I also think that's
Can
way
I
too
do
much
that?
money.
Can
I have
it.
some clips here. I have some
Oh,
images. They
Those
look
are ear muffs.
Those
they
are air
look
muffs.
amazing.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very nice.
us Canadians were like, those are earmuffs.
Those are
They
earmuffs.
can't-
Yeah.
Your ears
Um, The other thing is they can't, and there's no button to turn them off. How you turn them off is you put them in their case
Oh,
and they turn off.
it's like a purse.
It does look like a purse.
So-
I would lose the case.
It looks like a purse, but they'll also say it looks like a bra. So
That does not
Yeah,
look like a
kinda.
bra.
I've heard
A
both.
bra with one strap around your
There-
neck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, was it?
That looks like a
That's
bra.
not-
I'd love to see the dude tech writer that said that looks like a
Oh,
bra.
that looks
Yeah,
like a bra.
exactly.
It's actually MKBHD, one of the biggest tech people. Anyway, I can't. That's my own. I can't. I'm not biased. Anyway,
I
so
love the
these-
picture that just looks like a blow dryer, like a giant blow
Oh
dryer.
yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like anyway.
So I think what I'm sensing from everyone here is that they're not running to pay $500, which by the way, it's not. It's sold. They're sold out. They're sold
What?
out. Yeah, they're sold out
course.
already.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
right? So if
Yeah.
you're
Eat that
Apple
up.
fanatic, you're
Mhm.
gonna get this really cool piece of tech.
Mhm.
Well,
Like-
the business strategy of buying Beats and then putting out those headphones is genius, because immediately
Genius.
I go, oh, they must have used the same tech as the Beats now that they know what that is. Because that's
Yeah.
for the longest time I was like, Beats are one of the best.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Apple's marketing is insane. They can sell a phone that you don't need a headphone jack and a charger port for, and you can't do those at the same time. They can sell anything.
Yeah.
And all right, so we
Wait,
are.
can I say one thing?
Yeah. Emma.
Okay, I feel like Apple sometimes like they don't think about people living in really, really cold climates, because so those things have their own battery in them, right? And like I have frozen my phone so many times, like not like officially frozen, but like the battery gets so cold that it shuts
Mhm.
off the phone.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
as soon as you do that to your iPhone battery, it messes it up like forever.
Mm.
And so yesterday I went and bought a new iPhone 12 mini and spent a lot of
Nice.
money, and oh my God, my life. But
Wow.
yeah, but that's because my iPhone before got frozen so many times that I had to replace the battery a year ago. And then still after a year, it was still being bad because it just got cold again. So the idea
wow.
to me of buying headphones that have to have their own battery, and then the possibility of wearing them when it's like, here in Edmonton, it can get to -40. Like I just would be too scared. Like I have one phone now that I have to protect with my life so that I don't freeze the battery. I like don't need more than that.
I think
It might break the battery, but it'll keep your ears warm.
Yeah, there you go.
You can
They'll still
still use
function
them
as
as
earmuffs.
earmuffs.
Yeah. Your question should have been, will you pay $550 for a pair of
earmuffs.
earmuffs?
For
And the
musical
answer is
earmuffs.
yes.
And all right, so we are gonna move on to the big splash of news that came yesterday. Now it's a whole bunch of different
Whoa.
news, but there's a
Okay.
lot that came out of Disney, because we all know that Disney owns a lot of stuff now. So they released a whole bunch of Star Wars things, Pixar things,
Yeah.
live action things, and so we are just going to start from where I have a giant list here of a bunch of stuff that they released. Okay, so we'll start with the Star Wars stuff. Every new Star Wars show and movie that I have, they're doing a Lando series.
Cool.
They're doing a Rogue Squadron movie. They're doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi show. They're doing
Yes.
animated Bad Batch. That's it looks like a take on the
It's like an extended version of the Clone Wars.
exactly.
Mm.
They have Ahsoka, which is a new character that just came out. Not a new character, but a character for most people.
I'm making my way through the animated Clone Wars right now.
Absolutely.
So good.
Cool.
And
So
Rangers
good.
of the New Republic. There's so many Star Wars stuff that came out, but I have probably my most excited moment was when I found out Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin
No.
Skywalker, is going to be in the
No.
Obi-Wan Kenobi series
He's-
as
No.
Darth Vader. Yes,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Canadian
Now-
boy.
Is he Canadian?
Cool.
He's Canadian.
He's
Oh.
Canadian.
Oh wow.
Is Donald Glover playing Lando in the Lando series?
I don't know that for
Ooh.
sure, but
I'd
that is
love
something I
Probably.
can take a look.
I
I
at.
hope
hope.
so.
Oh, Lando's like one of my
Oh.
faves.
Yeah,
The-
it's so near that I feel like it has to be, right?
Yeah.
I think in terms of another Canadian boy, Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, who's Appa in Kim's Convenience.
Yes.
Right.
I
I
heard about
think
this.
is in the Rogue Squadron show. Am I right?
Right.
about that?
Oh yeah.
Yes, because he's
Because
been
he
in
has
the
a whole Twitter
Mandalorian.
fandom.
Well, yeah, the
he
Mando-
has a whole Twitter fandom of like, I love Star Wars, I love Star Wars, and then he did have an episode of the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's also in Rogue Squadron. I don't
We'll
know.
have to take a look at
I
that.
could be totally wrong.
Yeah. But also, you've got the news about Taika, right?
Yep, Taika
Yes.
Waititi is also going to be doing a Star Wars
Mhm.
movie. Taika Waititi, for those people who don't know, most generally famous for doing the Thor movies recently, also Jojo Rabbit, and there's a whole bunch of
Jojo
great.
Rabbit.
he's
And what
been-
we do in the shadows.
And what we
Let's
do in the
not
shadows.
Forget the
And-
Don't
original.
forget.
We
Hunt
never
for the-
forget.
yeah. Hunt for the Wilder People. If you haven't seen Hunt for the Wilder People,
That
Yeah,
was
it's
his
good.
big. I think that was his big for the general public. Hunt for the Wilder
Mhm.
People was his
Yeah.
big showing. As
Mhm.
well, going out of Star Wars, we had all of the. Did someone have something to say about Star Wars? Sorry.
I was just gonna say
Yes.
I would love to see a Chewbacca series,
Oh my
That
God.
that would be kind of cool.
That is so good.
but no subtitles.
Would it be
I was
annoying?
gonna say,
though?
It's
I have a
just
question about
Chewbacca
that,
with
Chris.
No
Oh,
subtitles.
hey,
No subtitles.
Hey, Chewie.
yeah.
It's just another Wookiee that speaks English. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's just Wookiees and Wookiee culture, and then that's it. No other people, no English, nothing. It's just Wookiees.
it's Kashyyyk. It's the planet of Wookiees.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
just
God.
C-3PO
I mean,
being like,
there-
huh.
We did watch like many movies that were Planet of the Apes, which were just apes for most of it. So
We
I'm
did.
pretty sure we could do a
We
Wookiee
could do
movie,
it.
and it would just
Listen,
have to be.
If we
Just a
can watch
Wookiee
the Minion
documentary.
movie, we can do a Wookiee.
Listen,
Wookiee mockumentary. That's funny. I love
that's
that.
good.
There was also a lot of nostalgia. I call this a nostalgia release because nostalgia, for I would say generally hits, and it does bring in a solid viewership. So some nostalgia hits, live action retellings. I'll group these all together. There is the Peter Pan and Wendy movie coming out. There's a new Pinocchio featuring Tom Hanks, I believe, as Geppetto.
Pinocchio?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
There is the Buzz Lightyear origin story. Chris Evans is Buzz Lightyear.
Oh my
What?
God.
Absolutely.
He's
Hocus
Captain
Po-
America and Buzz Lightyear.
Absolutely. Yeah,
What
and
a
then
thing.
It's not even allowed.
Hocus Pocus 2 that's going to go
Oh.
straight to Disney Plus. And what else did we have? We had Disenchanted, so we have Amy Adams coming back as the Enchanted
Oh
character.
yeah, the princess.
But is she sad now? 'Cause
I don't know. She's
disenchanted?
There is a Beauty
She better
and
be
the Beast-
sad now.
Beauty and the Beast prequel series coming to Disney Plus. I don't know
Nice.
what that's gonna be about.
Can we just get to
but-
see the Beast as an
series.
annoying prince?
Yeah, the Beast
Prequel to
being
Beauty
the
and the
worst.
Beast.
or is it
Clean this up, Jeeves.
or is I have a feeling it's going to be the years of him being the Beast and his like adventures as maybe the Beast with the people in the
Oh.
castle. So it's like pre-Bell, right?
What
Love
people
that they're
didn't know
just
is
doing
the
all the-
years before.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Plot
Potts just being like, cheer up.
I think Emily's going to jump into the why are we doing so many live action series of past movies conversation. Go, Emily.
Well, no, I just think it's interesting that they are, instead of creating new content of new stories and new, I mean, obviously they are, but it is so much of like, this is a really great successful story
Right.
that people love. Let's just like kind of squeeze as much as we can out of it and share the prequel to
Mhm.
that, which is
Yeah.
always fun. It's fun to learn more information about something that you love and to show you a different side. But it's always interesting to me that is sort of like the way things are going now, that we explore
Mhm.
that instead of just like new stories and new people and new characters. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's
interesting.
clearly a big there's a big audience for
Mhm.
that type of retelling or digging deeper kind of situation. Does Chris, what do you think about all the live action prequels or redoings, or what do you think?
I've been bad. I don't think I've watched a single
Been
live action
bad?
remake. I've been bad. I don't think I have. I'm trying to think.
Like
I don't-
Aladdin, Lion King.
No, and I love The Lion King. That's my
Beauty and the
favorite Disney
Beast?
movie.
You
No,
haven't seen the Lion
Chris,
King?
I'm in the same
Cinderella?
boat.
no, none of it.
I haven't seen any of
Wow.
it. I
Yeah,
haven't
Ella
seen any of it
Enchanted?
either.
From-
I did see that, and then I kind of
I
never
saw Ella
watched it again. Not that it was bad.
Well,
I would say like I love it. I'm a big, just because I'm getting up there in age, and things that
will.
make me think of things that make me think of
Your
like
childhood.
my childhood and the good old days. I'm all for it, but I think I agree with what Emily was saying, that like I think it's time that we really start making room for some of the newer stories,
Mhm.
like
Right.
make a new princess. I mean, well, they've been doing that with Frozen, but like more of those.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
I think there's a cool
Mm.
thing to. Oh, Emma, you go and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Okay, I'll be quick. I think it, I mean, I honestly think it has to do with Corona. Like, I think it's this idea that the big companies are going like, what do people want right now? And like, do you remember when like the last 4 years, when the US was going through a pretty harsh time with their president, that like people were wanting like superhero movies, like they just doubled down on superhero movies because everyone was like, I need light at the end of the tunnel. I need to know that like things are going to be okay. I need that kind of those narratives. So I think it's like going back now, people are really scared. People are worried they're not going to have enough, food or enough money, or they're losing family members. And it's this idea of going back to the nostalgia of like the stories from our childhood. So I think, I mean, and this is speaking as like, like a company looks at that and goes like, this is what people want. So we're just going to dig deeper into what people already love. But I was going to say something else. And now news stories. So like that thing you were mentioning about Star Wars, the Rogue, the one
Squadron.
Yeah. So like, I think the news stories, like not that they're not news stories, but I think like putting more diversity, putting more like new situations into those stories can happen, because I know Star Wars has like, I don't know the books, but I know they have like 1 million books of things that happen, but there's more ability there to be like, I'm going to write a narrative about this really strong, maybe non-binary diverse character. And I'm going to write them into this world and let's put that there. And definitely, they could advance into more stories, but I think it's like a comfort thing right now that they're capitalizing on.
And hey, people just want something to watch right now. So that is definitely something that maybe they notice, and they want to just, they have a story they can tell in a different way. And, sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed watching the new live actions just to like, certain degrees on different movies, of course, but yeah. But we are going to head into our last segment of the podcast here, the Butter Me Up segment, where we're going to go around the table and suggest to our listeners, our viewers, however you're taking in this little section of ours, of something to go watch, something to listen to, or anything that's kind of interesting to us over the past week, or this is our episode 1. So anything to recommend, and we're going to start back from the top, what we did last time. So we're going back to Emma, if you want.
No.
Okay, we'll start with Griffin. Go for it.
I will want to recommend the new season of Attack on Titan. I am not a huge anime guy. There's only like 2 or 3 series that I really like, but Attack on Titan is one of my favorite. It's super interesting. The creator got the idea from just seeing a drunk person in an internet cafe. So the monster titans are just giant, naked, kind of like very distant, vacant-looking people that just like pick people up and eat them. It's kind of terrifying, but the writing is really well done. I suggest it. I think I can only find it available on Crunchyroll. I did not think I would be recommending anime ever in my life at any point, but man, it's a good show.
Speaking of Crunchyroll, they're being consumed by Funimation, which is owned by Sony.
Right.
So that is, they're all going to be on, they're all going to be on one little
Everything's going to be owned by 4 companies in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Diego.
I kind of want to recommend 2 things. One is something you can watch. Avatar, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra I recently got into is so freakingly well written. It's so good. I'm like midway through Legend of Korra. And then the other one is the album The Good and the Bad by Anthony Ramos, which I think we all know played Philip Hamilton in Hamilton musical. The album is so good. Every single song in it is my favorite.
Noted. I like that. He's also going to be in The Heights, to be released on HBO Max, not sponsored, but
he's
just
doing
saying.
really well for himself.
Yeah.
And he's so young.
Yeah,
he's
he
so
is.
young.
Emily's very young. Emily, you're next.
So uncomfortable.
Summer nights.
Summer nights. I really like a lot of HBO shows. I think
Mhm.
that's like a channel, I guess. So I'm excited to hear that they're going to start streaming things. One thing that I recently watched that I loved was Chernobyl. Just based off the events. It sounds like some of you have seen it, but Jared Harris is one of my favorite actors. I think he's just like so incredible in everything he does. And I was really surprised by that series. I thought it was really great. And I didn't know a lot about Chernobyl. I knew kind of what had happened, but it's really fascinating to like, it's a historical drama. So it's obviously takes some liberties, but it's really cool to kind of consider what it really would have been like not too long ago too. So yeah, I'd recommend that.
Nice. Chris?
I'm gonna recommend an app.
So
yeah, I know.
Switching it up all over the place.
Corner with Chris. That's your intro music.
Okay. So I've been I've been wanting to for a while is really get into meditation. But whenever I, like some of the other popular meditation apps out there, you just get crumbs compared to like what you could get or like what they offer. And so, and you have to pay a lot of money, and I'm not making a lot of money these days. Actually have never made a lot of money. So
time to be honest, Chris.
Butter me up, Chris.
Butter me up with that information,
Venmo
Chris.
is actually my PayPal is you guys.
I started a GoFundMe.
Chris, if you want to throw your Venmo up on, then
meditation app is actually mine on the App Store. It's $15.
Waking up with Sam Harris. So it's a really like I don't know much about Sam. I'm learning more about him now, listening to some of his podcasts and stuff like that. But the podcast, he trains you how to meditate properly. And so you can email the company, because he says in the thing, if you can't afford this, just send us an email and we'll give you a year for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I know. And he says in the introductory thing the first thing that you listen to, he says, like, if you have to decide whether to buy groceries or pay for this, or like if you have to like eliminate things out of your budget, like send us an email, we'll give you this for free, and then just keep like whenever you can pay for it. But it's that kind of thing that like that kind of just the way they take care of like their customers, that kind of thing. I want to buy it now.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So that's that really, and it means a lot. And I feel like it's great. Like I'm not a master at meditation, but I'm getting
putting in your 10,000 hours. Yeah.
I'm putting in my 10,000 hours. Yeah. But it's great. And it's great for, especially now when there's just so much going on in life. There's just so much craziness every day. So it's nice to take time for your mental health. Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the Big Bag of Popcorn Award goes to Sam Harris and his meditation app. I love that.
Yeah.
Emma, you're up if you've had some time.
I'm ready now.
Yay.
I wasn't ready before. So I'm going to recommend something that's like very like unusual, I guess, for me. I was going to mention Free Solo, which is a climbing documentary by a guy named Jimmy Chin, which is about Alex Honnold, and he's a solo climber, and so that means he climbs without ropes. And anyway, I watched that with my mom a couple nights ago. It was my second time watching it, and it's just incredible. And like Jimmy Chin won an Oscar for making it, so I was going to recommend that. That's like very me. But also last week I was kind of down for a couple days. And then I woke up one morning and it was like 9:47 in the morning. And I was like, you know what I'm going to watch? I'm going to watch Sonic the Hedgehog. So I watched the new Sonic movie in the early hours of the morning with my coffee. And I really like that kind of movie. It wouldn't normally be my jam, like if I was gonna watch like a mix of animation and live action, I would pick something like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
But I really enjoyed watching Sonic, and if any of you miss old Jim Carrey, like Jim Carrey steals that movie. He is incredible as oh god, and I'm gonna forget his name, Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik. He kills it. He's so good. So I'm gonna recommend Sonic the Hedgehog, which has been renewed for a second, not renewed, I guess, but it's gonna have a second movie. And Ben Schwartz voices Sonic, and Ben Schwartz is like I'm in love with that man. So yeah.
Griffin, is your hand up, or are you?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make another recommendation?
Absolutely. We got time for one more.
Just saw a text from Chris saying that my mic wasn't plugged in for I think this entire episode, so I just replugged it. I don't know if my audio is any different, but yeah.
It's
anyway,
better.
It's
recommendation is to
fantastic.
check your equipment for the audio that for you trying to start for your own fucking company and trying to do a little bit of tech work. No, we're not allowed to
Griffin's
swear. We
butter
can beep
me
that
up
out.
recommendation to check your mic before you start a podcast or anything.
I was gonna say it's pretty funny that I think I sound better with this mic than you sounded with your full thing, and I was
The
like,
light was on. Even if you plug the Yeti into your computer, there's a green light, and don't
thought that's
trust
just-
that. Okay, you have to check everything.
I thought that's just how it sounded. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
okay,
God.
accept
I was
it.
like,
All
nice
right,
mic,
now we know.
Yeah, you're right. The wow, yeah, the Yeti's not good. Oh my god, what are you doing?
My butter me up recommendation is going to be
Butter
to Oculus. It
Nice.
is a
Nice.
VR headset, and it is something that I have always wanted to have at home. It was always way too expensive, and now it's not, it's not crazy cheap. It is $299, but that's cheaper than an Xbox, cheaper than a PlayStation, and
cheaper than AirPods Max.
cheaper than AirPods Max,
Air Muffs 2020.
$550, right? Yeah, so it's really amazing. It doesn't have any cords. You literally just put it on, and if you have like a little bit of space around you, you can play all these games in virtual reality. And the concept of virtual reality is not new, but having it at home for a reasonable price, especially during this year where a lot of us couldn't get out of the house.
Mhm.
Like I heard many comments while I was online in the VR community being like, isn't this crazy that we don't have to leave our house and now we can all communicate, and it's not just on our computers typing things. We can actually use our voices and move around and stand up and all that kind of stuff. So my recommendation is to check out Oculus 2. It's owned by Facebook as well. Fun fact.
Oh,
Yeah, owned by
interesting.
Facebook. And you can play a whole bunch of games. You can play like Walking Dead, or you can play something really
Ugh.
chill, like
I
play
mean,
some ping
Facebook has
pong or
moved
anything.
big into the gaming community. They have like Facebook Gaming, their own
Mhm.
section, and they sponsor like streamers and stuff now.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I also recently played the Star Wars game on Oculus, and it's
Yeah.
very good.
they're very, very good.
I would never play a zombie game on Oculus. I used to play
So
Neverwinter
scary.
Nights, and I was scared enough by like the zombies that were like a centimeter tall, and I would be downstairs, be like, nah! So like, I'm not gonna have them right in my face. Are you kidding me?
I played this game called Echo VR, and it's basically you're a robot and you're tossing a frisbee trying to get it into a big goal. Kind of like, imagine Quidditch for people who know Harry Potter. Imagine Quidditch, but you're a robot and you can just fly. You don't need a broomstick. So
that sounds
and you can
sick.
and you can punch people in the head and it freezes them. It's really cool. But anyway,
Imagine
that's
Quidditch, but for robots.
yeah,
But
Quidditch
with
for
a
robots.
frisbee, you said?
But with a frisbee.
Just
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a
Why?
frisbee.
You're chucking discs in your robot. And you
Oh,
can
chucking
fly?
discs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, chucking discs.
And if you want to find out
I
what
don't even think the Quidditch reference was necessary.
totally,
Absolutely.
because guess what? If you want to find out what we'd play in Quidditch, you can check out our Harry Potter video,
Check
and
out
you
our Harry
can
Potter video.
find out.
Oh, nice
Oh,
segue.
nice.
Great segue, great note. And on that, we're going to wrap up our first episode of the Meeting Place podcast, where we talk movies, TV, entertainment, and anything we like. Today, we had Chris, Griffin, Diego, Emma, Emily, and myself, Jordan. Thank you for listening, everybody. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and catch you on the flippity flip.
Everybody's audio is equally good.
Good.